There's some dissension in the Derby ranks. Fancy taking 7 points out of 9 and fans still moaning. However, that is exactly what we've got. This particular Derby fan to kick us off this week says 7 points out of 9 and the usual melts are still crying. Playoffs will be a bonus this season. Eustace is doing an incredible job with this squad, but do you agree? Do we actually just want at least one home game where we can sit and enjoy the football which we're playing? Hope you well. Thanks for joining us again on Where Rams Walk. 20 minutes of Derby County chat. Apologies for you looking for us last week. I've been down with man flu all week, but hopefully we can get through the next 20 minutes without any spluttering around. But yeah, speaking of spluttering, Stace, that's exactly what some people are describing Derby at home like this season. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's frustrating. We were really, really good at Preston, and probably for 75 minutes at Charlton, we were excellent as well. Then same old problems at home. It's so frustrating. I don't know what the problem is. And Friday night's match was not an advert for Championship football. I feel sorry for anyone who actually tuned in because it was a dreadful game. Frustrating that we conceded so late on, but I don't really think we did enough to win. If I'm honest.
Yeah, is it just the amount of football? Can we put it down to that one on this one, Luke? I mean, Twed says 3 games in 7 days. We're bringing back players from injury and managing minutes. So a point against West Brom is not the end of the world. It's a full week until next game. That's the glass half full view. However, we're going to present some glass half empty views in a minute. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, having 3 games in 7 days is always going to drag through the team. You could tell some legs were getting tired and rotating against Charlton. I thought it was going to happen. I knew it was definitely going to happen because we had a big game Friday. But I thought there was just at home. I just don't know what happens. We just don't attack like we do away from home. It's so strange. And I am going to give a bit of jibe to Eustace because he changed it when I don't think he really needed to change it, and he changed the system and he took players off I didn't think he needed to take off, and we just didn't do anything at all. Yeah, like Steve said, no one deserved to win that game, and it was just really poor for everyone watching.
We'll talk about some of the players you've lost as well, and I think that's growing. It seems to be growing. I don't know what you think. Like a bit of discontent, I think, maybe between the fan base this week, and that maybe some puzzling decisions. I'll get your view on all of those in a second. Let's look at this one. Neil says, please, can we just get at teams at home, especially teams with no confidence? And Lake says, can we effing play attacking football at home? And the context to those tweets, State, is, of course, West Brom had just gone 10 away games. Oh, sorry, this was the 10th away game. 9 away games, losing. Straight 9 losses. They always lose at Derby. They were joking themselves on their own podcast. We never get anything at Derby, and yet here they are picking up a point. Do you get fans' frustrations?
Yeah, absolutely. And we didn't start off very well, did we? Straight from the kickoff, the back pass from Elder that goes out for a corner, we lose all the momentum there. That set the tone for the first half for me, really. And it was sloppy, it was lethargic, it was a bit leggy, and it just felt like West Brom had come with 20 players behind the ball. To be fair, there was no space, and they sat in a lot, and we just didn't have any real way of breaking them down. But we weren't on the front foot in that first half at all, and it's probably a bit unjust, really, to go in at half time 1-0 up. But for the shocking bit of goalkeeping, it wasn't a good game. It wasn't a good advert, and it was a very poor performance. And that's the frustrating thing, that the 2 performances away from home that preceded it, we were really, really good. We're on the front foot, playing a lot higher up the pitch, a lot more intensity, and it just wasn't there. But we have had a few, like Ozo, Travis, all coming back from injuries, and it looked like it was probably a game too much in that space of time for them, really.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where Derby are in terms of how much you've paid for your season ticket, Luke, in comparison to other teams. But do you feel yourself you're getting value for money in terms of entertainment? Do you care? I mean, you're 11th in the table. You've got a good chance of the playoffs with a decent side, and let's be honest, a decent manager. You've got a decent owner. You're not in the financial perils which other clubs like Blackburn are. Should we just be a little bit more grateful for what we've got, or not?
I think it's 50-50. It's funny you should say about entertaining. Before the game, I was like, I don't care if we win 1-0 and it's an own goal in the 94th minute and we play crap, I'm not bothered. But then I got back on the bus and I thought, what the hell have I just watched? That was god awful. But yeah, it's so frustrating watching us away from home and then watching us at home. It's so bipolar different. I just really don't understand it. Because at that Preston game, it's probably the best we've played all season at Preston away. We attacked, we had so many chances. Actually, at one point, I didn't think we was going to get another chance, but we did. And then Charlton, we just went out and from the off, should have been done by half time. But at home, we just don't seem to do that. And at home, I can tell you now, it's just not nice to watch. It's just not good to watch at all.
Yeah. It feels like it's turning a bit in terms of the sourness of fans. And Danny says here, just this is to the admin. Shut up. We're just terrible at home. All of us who pay our money every week just to watch this, we can only win away. Jem says they didn't give it everything tonight at all. The team were very poor tonight, and have been poor at home all season. It needs sorting. Yeah. Can you remember one home game this season, Stacey? Where you have walked out going, yeah, that was good.
Not really. They've all been fairly drab, and that's led to the atmosphere not being as good as it probably should be. And we're a team that I think we've been stifled a little bit by being at home. And Eustace made that comment, didn't he, when we played against Leicester about some of the players maybe not being able to cope with 32,000 in the ground and stuff like that. So I don't know. There's clearly some issue when we're playing at home, and I can't really put my finger on why, because like Luke said, we're polar opposites when we play away from home. It's enjoyable to watch away from home.
Okay. One thing I've got to ask you about, I don't know if you watched the South Coast Derby today, but Ebu Adams, Luke, has shone, and the Pompey fans are absolutely delighted with him. It's exactly what we needed. As a neutral, I'm surprised that Derby didn't do more to keep him. Are you?
I wasn't surprised that he left. He was falling down the pecking order, and the cameos he's made when he was here, he's just not been the same player he was when we was in League One, and then second half of the Championship last year. He just looked like a different player, and he was just losing his way, and he was slowly falling behind Travis. Then you've got Ozo, then you've got Thompson, and then we're playing these two in the middle, and he just didn't fit into it. So I wasn't surprised that he left, but I'm absolutely made up for him that he's doing it at Pompey, because I've seen what he can do. He's not great on the ball, but when he's off the ball and he's doing all the dirty work, he's absolutely fantastic.
Stace, what about you?
Yeah, same as Luke, really. I think he'd run his course, and given the way that Eustace wants to play, and he wants a bit more control in midfield with the ball. He was not that player, and he was getting quite ponderous towards the end, wasn't he? He looked like he didn't know where his next pass was. He was like dwelling on the ball and losing out of possession, and it wasn't really good to see, really. And I think his confidence taking a dip, but being at Portsmouth in a relegation battle, he's the perfect sort of player for them, and I wish him nothing but the best, because he was an absolute credit to our club and a great servant.
Yeah, absolutely. Nyembe as well, we need to mention just probably briefly as well. Stacey, he's gone to Reading, I believe, is that right?
Yeah, he seems to have came on as a late sub, didn't he, yesterday, I think, and did quite well. He's another one who's dropped down the pecking order. He's a quality one-on-one defender in League One and lower Championship, but if you've got aspirations to be dallying with the playoffs, he's probably not the one. And he's behind Joe Ward, Max Johnson. When he comes back, he'll be behind him as well. So he's third in the pecking order, possibly fourth, because at Portsmouth, before Danny Back got injured, it was looking like Langas was going to be playing right back. So, yeah, fourth in the pecking order. He was going to go. He's not going to get any minutes, and it makes sense for him to leave. And if it frees up some space and some cash for maybe another loan signing or a permanent before the window closes, then so be it.
I mean, do you both see the project in front of you happening? One tweet has described, look, we can't forget we were promoted last season. We just about survived. This year's just about been replacing those players that got us up with better quality, slowly building it, slowly turning it into a team. You can't expect too much too soon. Do you subscribe to that view, Luke, or do you still want to expect a little bit more from some of the players that you have brought in, like Travers, for example?
And I think you always expect from players new signings to like start straight away, but it just doesn't always happen. But we are still rebuilding. I said Friday night when we was leaving to go to the West Brom game, the team that we beat at home to go up against Carlisle, that whole 11 is now gone. We do not have any of those players in that starting 11. We've got rid of all the League One poor warm players. John Eustace is now building his team for the Championship, and we was at one point was in the playoffs, and that's not even without the proper full rebuild yet. So I know fans are moaning about the home form, but we're still building. He's the right man for the job, and I can see it in front of me. I can see it away from home. I can see it. It's there. He's just got to bring it to home form, and we'd be right up there.
Yeah. 2 points off the playoff, Stace. Is it going to happen, do you think, or do you not want it to happen? Would you prefer this season just to, finish 8th, 9th, and you think you're ready for the challenge of the playoffs in the Premier League?
You've always got to want it to happen and give it a go. And if we can get into the playoffs and give it a good go and see where it goes, it's good experience either way. I don't think we're ready for promotion by any stretch of the imagination, and I would be happy with that mid-table finish that we said at the start of the season. So nothing's changed there. But if there's the option to get into the playoffs over 2 games, you never know what's going to happen in a playoff semi-final, do you? So it could happen, and but what will be, and I would much rather see our top away form to continue, but is it 20? We're 20th in the league in home form. Get towards mid-table there, and then I think we're steady. The way we're going at the minute, I think we're on for about 67, 68 points per game total. So that's not a bad return, really, from where we were 12 months ago.
Good stuff. Bristol City then away next, and then Ipswich, of course, to follow. So join us next week when we review the Bristol City game. Hopefully it's another good one. I hope it's a better one than the last time you played on a Friday night, of course, against them, because that was an awful game. In fact, Derby should just not play on a Friday night. It's ruined. No. It's ruined a couple of Friday nights for me. No offence. The transfer window closes, of course, 3 days after that. Slam shut next Monday at 7 p.m. Do you expect anything else to happen, Luke?
I'm a bit surprised how quiet it really is for Derby, because we're always getting some names floating about, but I've not seen really anything concrete. But for me, if it was my ideal window now and I could have what I want, I'd want another left back, a couple of wingers and a striker, and I think we'd be pretty much ready to go and just try and fight for top 10, and anything else after that's a bonus, really. But no, it's really quiet at the minute. I'm not seeing any solid links, really, but I'm hoping there is a couple that comes in because we need them.
Yeah. Stace, what do you think's going to happen?
Absolutely no idea. It's really bizarre, isn't it? Because I haven't really seen any rumoured people being linked to us or anything. Which is unusual, because we usually link to Uncle Tom Cobley and all his family. So to not be linked, it's either we're doing our business quietly and it's really hush hush, or we're just not there. But you don't know, do you? Because those Premier League loans usually tend to happen in the last few hours, and so I don't know. I don't know where we are with it. But as Luke said, I would like to see another left back in, at least one winger and someone else up front to boost those numbers and a bit of attacking quality. But Eustace keeps on going on about he wants players that are going to come in and make us better. So that makes the task a little bit harder in that sense. It's not just there for numbers; it's about the quality more than anything else.
Yeah. We're up to the letter M in our A to Z. Let us know in the comments below what you think, or who you think should get into that. It's got us thinking about managers though, as well, given the letter M. So asking you both, who's the best manager in your lifetime that you've watched? Not in terms of perhaps the results or the success they brought, but in terms of the best football that you've sat and watched. I'll let you have a little debate about that for a second. Who's the best manager? Cheers.
Go on, Stace.
I'd probably, for out and out football, I would definitely say Steve McLaren. That football
Absolutely.
was the best football I've watched in my lifetime. But for what he achieved in total, going from what is League One now to the Premier League, Arthur Cox, and then taking that team to 5th in the league, beating the champions, doing the double over Arsenal that year, that was outstanding. So, but yeah, I think purely football wise, it'd be McLaren. So I've not seen any football close to that in my time watching the Rams.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, mate. I was just talking to my mate who I sit with at the games, and when we beat Brighton in the playoffs at home, that ground was so loud, and it's the loudest I've ever heard it. And the football we played that season, it was so good to watch. But I will also give a little shout out to Mr. Frank, because I really did enjoy going to watch us at home under Lampard, because we had some serious quality in that side going forward. And I always thought we'd create something, someone would create a little bit of magic out of something. And then obviously we didn't get the fairy tale ending, but the Leeds away game just topped it off for me. That night was arguably might be the best night of football I ever watched in my lifetime, and I will always remember that. So I thank Frank for that. But yeah, Steve McLaren was the football we played under Steve was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to. It's unlikely to see that kind of free flowing attacking football because it just doesn't happen very often, does it? It was just it was just perfection.
Yeah.
It feels a world away from what you're watching now, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
next week we're going to reverse that and ask the fellas for their worst ever Derby manager in terms of the style of football which they've watched in their lifetime. So you can get ahead of them by letting them know in the comments now. We'll read some of these out next week. What about this M then, fellas? We've been doing this now we're halfway through the alphabet. We want one player or one event in Derby's history that should feature on a page of an A to Z of Derby that represents the letter M. Luke, you look like you've got a good one.
I think I've got one that probably a lot of people my age would say growing up watching Derby. I'm going to go with McLaren's main man up front. I'm going to go for Chrissy Martin. That bloke on a free, by the way, what a player he was for us. He scored some, and for a big lad and all, he scored some absolute bangers and all. He could take a free kick and all, a set piece, score some screamers. But yeah, he was just an absolute servant to the club and absolutely loved the bloke to bits. And yeah, he's probably one of my, if not maybe my favourite number 9, watching Derby, watching McLaren.
Great answer, Stace.
Yeah, absolutely can't argue. Loan sided from Norwich, comes in, does the business, gets himself a contract. Bizarrely shipped out alone a couple of times as well with managers who don't fancy him, and I think that was to the detriment of the club. The Lampard season when he went out on loan, it's baffling decisions, and then McLaren comes back again, doesn't he? And he tries to get him back from Fulham. So yeah, for me, Chris Martin, the best play begins with M that I've seen in a Derby shirt.
Yeah. Any other honourable mentions? You let us know in the chat. Mel Morris.
Oh my word!
No,
oh my
absolutely not.
Sacrilege! Turn it off! Turn it off! I'm going. Turn it off.
Yeah, just before any Borough fans get in and sabotage it. Yeah. Right. Absolutely, good shouts all around. Who have they missed though? Yeah, if you're older than Stacey and Luke put together, especially if you have seen the world, let us know who they've missed from a different era. Thanks so much, you two. Enjoy the game this Friday. Are you travelling to Bristol this Friday night, either of you, or are you just going to be wrapped up warm in front of the TV?
Yeah, at home at TV, wrapped up warm.
Yeah. At home at TV for me, unfortunately, on this one. It's my birthday weekend and I'm going out for a meal before the match. So,
well, many happy
nice
returns.
3 points for Stacey then.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Fingers crossed. Right, thank you very much, of course, for watching 20 minutes of Derby Chat every single week. If you can squeeze it into watching other podcasts, that'd be absolutely amazing. Drop us a quick subscribe, as well as we look back at all the good takes, bad takes from social media, as we head into what's going to be a very crazy last 4 months of the season. Could Derby be on Wembley Way? come May, Saturday the 23rd. Stranger things have happened in football, but yeah, we'll be with you every step of the way. Thanks for watching. See you next week after Ashton Gate. Have a good one.